That's what I did and fell in love with.
Where was your first jiu-jitsu academy?
In Guarujá. When I took up jiu-jitsu class, on the first day I said, oh, that's what I want to do. Passion from the start. I said, this is what I want to do. And then things started to happen. Winning there, winning here, losing there, drawing at home. Things started to go. It went on and on and on. I said, aha.
Did you ever take part in any Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Confederation championships?
Man, I was FESP world champion, if I'm not mistaken. I was Paulista champion.
Really?
Several stages of the
That's
Paulista,
cool, man.
I was Paulista champion. There are lots of medals in my house.
What do you think has changed from competitive jiu-jitsu to the jiu-jitsu you do in MMA, man?
Jiu-jitsu has changed a lot from the jiu-jitsu I used to do. The rules, everything has changed. It's crazy because the guy, he can be a phenomenon in BJJ. MMA is different. MMA has punches, it has kicks. Oh, I'm going to jump guard and do jiu-jitsu. Okay, what about the punch to the face? Oh, I'm going to get down and do jiu-jitsu. Okay, what about the punch to the face? So it's completely different. And when the guy talks about doing jiu-jitsu, he has to focus simply on doing jiu-jitsu. He only trains in jiu-jitsu. Today, the jiu-jitsu guys have been training in wrestling to be able to defend themselves. Yes, good, but it's still jiu-jitsu, not MMA. MMA has boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, kickboxing, judo. It's everything. So, I had a dream. I wanted to be a world champion black belt.
Really?
I wanted that. I wanted to fight in jiu-jitsu competitions. But I can't, because the guys, they live on the mats. Do I train in the GI? Yes, I do. Once a week, twice, 3 times a week. The guy, he trains 3 times a day. You can't get there, you can't.
It's not possible.
Because we have to train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, judo, and so on. It's a lot of things. So I think that's the difference. The jiu-jitsu of the guy who only does jiu-jitsu is just jiu-jitsu. Not the MMA jiu-jitsu. He has to be worried about the punch. If he's going to take it, hold the guy's hand from here, defend from there, do it differently. So you have to adapt to what's going on there in order for it to work.
And it could be that the guy who's not very good at jiu-jitsu has absurd MMA jiu-jitsu, right?
That's for sure.
You must know a lot of them.
Absolutely. There's a guy who fights in a GI and he's nothing. And there's a guy who fights without a GI in MMA and he's really good. Why is that? He's got the timing down. He holds your arm here, kills there, does that there, does this, that. He's able to finish much better. And you say, well, that guy's a jiu-jitsu world champion. The guy's crushing him. Why is that? Because it's completely different. It's different timing.
It's completely different, right? Apart from you, who do you think has the most amazing jiu-jitsu in MMA?
I think, for me, the best jiu-jitsu there has been to date, within the UFC to date, is Demian Maia.
Is it?
I think Demian is a phenomenon.
Better than yours?
Better than mine.
Why is that?
Because for me, I always thought Demian was the best. I've always said it. I've said it 1,000 times to him. For me, the best jiu-jitsu in the UFC was that of Demian's. For me, the best jiu-jitsu. There's Jacare. There are other guys who have gone before. There's Rodolfo, who for me has monster BJJ. But for me, the best jiu-jitsu there was in the UFC was Demian's.
And he was a guy who was unfairly treated.
Yes, I tell him. My jiu-jitsu is a jiu-jitsu of opportunity. If there's a gap, I go and take it. Now, the best jiu-jitsu is his.
Progression. They're progressing, gaining position. He's sick.
Yeah, his jiu-jitsu is crazy.
And you see, Demian is a guy who... So are you. You don't need much wrestling to make jiu-jitsu happen. That's interesting. Because there are jiu-jitsu guys who, when they get into MMA, stop halfway through because they haven't trained wrestling to the point where they can develop his jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
You, if you get a single, the guy's on the fence, bam, you are on his back. The guy blinks, bam, he's choking. Demian is the same. That's very interesting because most guys are waiting for you to come in. My brother, the guy doesn't have to come in. The guy will make it happen there. Do you train it all the time in the shoot box there? This climbing up the back of the cage?
I think, in reality, it's all timing. I tell guys like this, you can't put him down. The guy doesn't put you down. What do? Jump guard. It's going to the ground anyways. So like, when you're very playful, things happen. Sometimes we train there. Well, pull from here, pull there, jump. Jump on the guy's back. It'll work. So it's all about training. What you do, what you believe in, works. Throw it out into the universe.
But it's difficult, Charles. Why is that? The guy thinks like this. That's not going to work, isn't it?
But, look, that's the problem with many people.
Yes.
It won't work.
It won't work.
I've learned something that goes like this. Whatever you throw into the universe is what's going to happen.
As long as you train, right?
But it's no use. Oh, I'm going to be a champion. I'm going to be a millionaire. But what are you doing? I'm sitting on the sofa. It's not going to happen, bro. You have to train. You have to dedicate yourself to it. You have to do it. Do you believe you can take the back? Well, I've had several times that I've finished standing up. I've practiced it many times. On my back, pulling the guy's feet, trying to take him down. Bam. I'd jump on his back. I'd jump on his back. Oh, the guy can jump backwards with you. All right, I'm on the guy. I'm glued. So what you train is what you can do. You train every day, you dedicate yourself. It happens. Things happen, but you're training for it.
Perfect.
It will work out. There will be a moment when it happens.
Yeah. It's like people used to say, fuck, man, how can Anderson Silva do what he does in a fight? When you look at the guy's training, the guy did it frequently in training. From crazy kicks to dodges with his hands down.
Because it wasn't a I'm going to do it here now thing.
You can't make it up on the spot.
Everyone who has tried to do something on the spot, to invent on the spot, has always gone wrong. If you do it in your training, it's a normal thing for you in the fight.